All right, so welcome one, welcome all. It's Persona time. Persona D&D. I am your DM, Dashing Kind. Call me Dashing, Dash, whatever you want. Just don't
Can I
call me
you
tonight.
Damn it.
Not a bias with that.
I was
That's
just
why I
about
said-
to make a joke about that. Sure, call me whatever you want. So I'd like us to go around. I know we all know each other, but just so we're all aware, why don't we all introduce ourselves?
Starting with
Ryan?
dashing. Oh.
Nah, why do I have to go first?
Because
Fuck.
you're the first one after me in the Discord.
Nah.
Alphabetical order,
W
baby.
Z name. W.
Damn. Hello, everybody in chat, and hello to anybody in here who does not know me that well. Mostly looking at Zane. This
Hi.
is your first time meeting. My name is Rai. I'm a voice actor turning VTuber. You might know me from some stuff. Might not. I don't really care. I'm just here to have fun. Yeah, I stream as well. It's twitch.tv/RaiMcKeon. I'm changing the name soon, so you can follow if you want, but just know brand change is happening. Otherwise, yeah, I'm a nerd. I like Persona. I like JRPGs, and I was approached about this, and this seems pretty fucking cool, so I'm here. Yeah.
Puggies.
Oh
was good
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Hooray! Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most like baseless. Like, yeah, oh shit. Like,
What do we do now?
I mean, you could have just been like, hey, this is my name. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I'm
There
just a
Yeah.
fucker.
Hi, I'm Striker. I am a VTuber. I'm an Okami VTuber that plays a lot of retro games, RPGs, roguelikes, and lots of Souls-likes. And I am excited to cause fucking trouble with Vel as her twin brother.
Oh,
That's all you
Wow.
guys get to hear.
Plot twist.
Ooh.
Oh shit, I'm
Alright.
before Zane. Fuck.
Well,
you
I
go.
forgot Zane started with. God damn it.
Yeah,
Z
Z
started with the
power.
Z. You fucking idiot.
man literally said ZW.
Z-dub.
Oh my god. Hi, I'm Vel. This is my channel. If you don't know me, for some reason, I don't know why you're here.
Who are you?
Who am I? Anyway.
Where am I?
Homest?
Homestiff?
Oh my god.
Homestiff?
Who's the fuck?
Nothing's gonna get done. I hope you know that, Dashing.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine. Zane?
I brought up the idea one day to a bunch of my friends, and
Oh.
Dashing.
Oh, you're not done.
Dashing been helping, and yeah, I don't know. I started laughing. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Good channel, you
Zane.
didn't have to go this far.
All right, time. Zane, go.
Nice.
Zane.
My name is Zane. I do a variety of things and stuff. I'm a little guy, and we're here to have fun. Nice.
Awesome.
guy, but doesn't sound like a
Awesome,
little guy.
awesome,
Tweet
awesome.
is up, boys.
Let's
Little
go.
guy.
I liked and
What's the tweet?
retweeted.
I'm gonna go smash it with my heart.
I've already forgotten to add the link to it. It's fine.
Good job.
GG.
Pro gamers.
I have
Oh,
to
right.
add it
It's
Fine,
underneath
you have to
it.
put the link underneath
Yeah,
it. It's fine.
It's fine.
'Cause
It was
otherwise the algorithm
intentional.
doesn't hit
Yeah.
it.
It was
Mhm.
intentional. It
Yeah.
was intentional.
Big brain, big
Totally.
brain, big brain.
Yeah.
So, we are all gathered here today for session 0 of Persona D&D, like I mentioned before. First time for many, not first time for few. So, we'll just jump right into it. I am going to provide you guys PDFs of everything that we're going to go over today, so don't feel like you have to take any extensive notes because I'm literally handing you everything that I'm going to be talking about. Some things that I do want to hit today. I want to go over this doc. I have a cheat sheet doc that I want to talk to you guys about. And then I want to get a base idea of your potential characters. You don't have to go too in depth, or if you don't have an idea, or if you have an idea of what you might want. I would just like to get the creative juices flowing. Because after we're done today with session 0, I'm going to be giving you guys an individual document of who your character knows, world information of what you would know based on how long you might have been at this academy that we're going to be talking about, and just general information to help you cultivate your backstories to lead into session 1. And we'll also talk about, you know, when we're actually going to play session 1 in a day that we all can work on and work with to play D&D.
Woo.
So,
Yay.
with all that out of the way, can share my screen for you guys to take a look at.
Oh no,
It's-
can you?
I can. I mean, it's just a lot of words, but I'm going to be reading it anyway. But it's still nice to be able to see. So, for those of you who don't know how Persona works and how you summon them, it is a game with demons, shadows, whatever you want to call them, and a bunch of high school kids who change the hearts of the masses for the better. It's a rough overview. But in this world, all of you are going to get your own specific persona. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, surprise. Personas can be only summoned within the palaces, confines of the palaces, and personas automatically get summoned at the start of battle. So we are not going to be wasting time with bonus actions or actions in battle where, oh, I'd like to summon my persona. No, we're just skipping that. You get it automatically. It's there. And this allows you to utilize your magic that is provided from the persona.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you are all, like I said, you're all going to start with your own specific persona, your own specific arcana type. And you can, like in the Persona games, you can obtain the essence of different personas, demons, shadows that you encounter within palaces via the negotiation system. Now, the negotiation system is just like in the games, where all the demons, shadows, whatever, have their own attitudes, and you must converse with them, and through successful negotiation, you can get money, items, or their essence. And then, when you go to the Velvet Room, we'll talk about that. Now, the personas are separate entities, like they are in the game, but they are also an extension of you as the player. So we're not going to have personas all over the battle maps. They're going to be on top of you because that's just how it's going to work. So in that same juncture, if an enemy is targeting your persona, they're also targeting you as the player. Now, an interesting twist to this is just as they are an extension of you as the player, they are in fact their own entities as well, meaning that you can actually converse with your own persona. You can actually get advice from your persona. Because the way that we're working this is typically, personas are these magic beings. They are higher named beings. You know what I mean? However, in this world, your personas are gods. And we will be deciding together or separately, however you want to do it, on who your persona will be. Which leads us into the Velvet Room. However, in this game, we will be calling it the Cloud Catacombs.
I like that.
And it is a special location that only the players have the ability to enter into. It is a realm ruled by the goddess Istis, the greater goddess of fate, destiny, divination, future, and honesty. The Velvet Room is also inhabited by the twin guard spirit foxes, Kimo and Komi. Now, inside the Velvet Room, just like in the games, you can speak with Istis and she will guide you throughout most of your missions, give you advice, just as you normally would, as well as the guards. You can talk to them, you can get advice, you can take quests from them, or you can create stronger and different personas. Now, it's not in the sense of the main Persona series where you take one persona that you have and a demon shadow or whatever in the game that you negotiate to join you and fuse them together to create a new persona. In this game, we're going to be using the unification from a different Persona Atlas game, where you are taking a fragment of a negotiated persona to fuse them together to create a change in your personal persona. It does not result in any birth of a new persona, but alters your persona's typing. So what this means is that your persona at the very beginning, let's say for instance, you have a persona god that is focused on ice magic. That means that you can only choose ice magic as your basis. Now, if we can't find enough spells to fit that need, we can just tailor spells to fit our need. Instead of, shatter being psychic damage or whatever it is, we can just say shatter is an ice spell. Easy as that. Now, if you do the unification in the Cloud Catacombs with Istis and say you have that ice god, but you negotiated with, say, a fire elemental, it will give you access to change your spells and add fire magic to your arsenal. Now, in that same vein, just like in the Persona series and the games itself, the Istis has the ability to recall past Persona's typings and the player acquired. So if you want to go back and get different types of spells that are no longer available to you because you've changed your Persona so much down the line that all that ice magic is gone, but you want it back, you can pay for it at the cost of currency. You may enter the Velvet Room or the Cloud Catacombs alone or as a group. That is up to you. If you choose to go alone, I will pull you into a separate VC where you will have a conversation with Istis without the prying eyes of everyone else. The twin spirit foxes can be seen outside in the outside realm only by the players if they are there. So that just means that if Komi and Kimo are walking around outside the door, the entrance to the Cloud Chamber Catacombs, you can see them, but nobody else can. The twins can offer advice. They can also train you, further your combat capabilities, as well as Istis and her guards. The players can also see the physical manifestations of your personas here, and you can converse with them outside of palaces. So, just actually, before I continue, did all of that make sense with all of
Yeah.
you guys? Okay.
So what you're
Yes.
telling me
Mhm.
is I can romance my persona.
You theoretically could,
Yes.
if you really, really want to.
I want to make sure my persona has the biggest rack. And I'm just kidding.
We could do that. Anyway,
God.
Can my persona be the goddess of fertility?
I mean,
Oh my God,
mean-
guys.
oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Off to a
you're gonna
great
be our
start.
healer now.
Striker opened up the floodgates.
He did.
You are
did.
healer now, right?
Session
Yeah,
zero,
you want to
baby.
be
You're
cleric?
gonna be a cleric?
Okay.
You switching?
I haven't even decided what I wanted to be in the first place. Let's go. Let's just continue.
all
Let's
right.
continue.
So,
Valid.
player interactions and confidants. So you can deepen your bonds amongst the party with each other, or you can increase your bonds with those around you. Example, academy teachers, guards, other nobles. Now, as you deepen your bonds with each other amongst yourself within the party, you can gain co-op abilities. For example, baton passing, finishers, special abilities, fun stuff like that. Expanding players' bonds with anyone outside the party, you can gain bonuses like discounts at stores, you can get help with crafting, you can even, if you bond with the teacher, they'll cover you as an absence from class. Potentially. Now,
Potential.
as an added bonus, if you expand your bond with your persona, it can result in growth of power and in new and unexpected ways. What that means, you'll just have to find out. Dun dun dun. So, player stat information. Typically when you play D&D, you roll the 4d6s, knock off the last one, but we're not doing that. I don't like the idea in this campaign specifically where you all have preordained stats and that's just how it's going to be. Not in this world. All of you are starting at base 10, baby. All across the board, a fresh slate. However, you have the opportunity to increase those stats by accomplishing a number of different activities in the academy and academic city of Anosep. Now, to earn a stat increase for your character, you need to consistently do that activity over a course of a certain amount of time, depending on the activity you're engaging in. Training each stat costs the player nothing inside the academy. So everything you do in the academy, if you're trying to increase the stat, it's free because you were there to do that specific thing regardless, so it's free. Anything you do outside of the academic city or even in the neutral zone, that might cost you money, depending on how long you're going to take to do it and over the course of how long you're going to do it. Might cost you some extra gold. Some examples, because you have strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. I listed some examples of things you could do. However, do not let this list dictate what you're going to do. Be creative with what you want to do to increase your stats. I'm a very flexible DM, and I will work with you if you have ideas of different things that might help with different stat increases. We'll talk about it. But these are just some examples that I came up with off the fly. So, palace information. Palaces are the manifestation of delusions that the bad guys, for lack of a better term, envision themselves. The only way to enter into someone's palace is for the players to utilize the soul keys, which is going to be our mode of transportation in and out of palaces. Each of you will be getting your own specific soul key. Each palace is inhabited by the owner's delusions of themselves as the ruler. The palace is also home to more personas, demons, shadows that the players can obtain their essence. Inside the palaces, the players are always in danger of being attacked by enemies. There are safe rooms that you can all rest in, then you will not be attacked in there. Your goal inside the palace is to either kill the heart of the person that you are targeting or change the heart and get them to repent for their crimes by stealing the target's heart. Now, that is a big one because in typically all of the Persona games, in any game that was evolving with Atlas, they don't let you kill people. That's not the case here. You think someone is so unrepentable for the things that they've done, just fucking kill them if you want to. If you really, really want to,
No more
you can kill them.
Kawashidas.
So here's a pretty big caveat, these last few points. The very first time that you enter into a specific palace, you must use your soul key to enter directly into the target's chest. Anytime after that, you'll be allowed to enter the palace as you will it, but they must be within a certain distance of the target. That distance you will need to test yourselves in game and figure out in game. But there is a range joined. However, the very first time, you must take your soul key, shove it in someone's chest, and unlock their heart. Now, once a soul key is inserted, you will enter in what is known as the Dark Hour, where everything freezes except for Persona users. And also, a nice way to get around this is that after the players leave the palace for the first time, and anytime after that, the target has no recollection of having a soul key used on them, but they do remember any other aspect of interaction with the players. It's just to protect you guys from having to run up to a target and stab them in the chest, because, you know, that's kind of wild.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What about the people around that person that you stab?
That is part of the Dark Hour.
Okay. Well,
So
everything
freezes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like, say like I run up to our target, stab them, and there's like 4 people around that have no idea what's going on.
So
would they recall like the action of that like Striker's character would do of like, you know,
so
like,
the
running up to them?
they would remember you walking up to them, but they wouldn't see you stabbing them with the key.
Okay.
Because the keys are ethereal to everybody but you guys.
Okay.
They're your soul keys.
Got you.
So, however you want to hold this soul key, if you want to have a necklace or whatever, it's up to you, but nobody can see it except for Persona users.
All right.
It's just with the meta nav, or I guess, you know, the TVs and Persona 4, right? I think, right?
Mhm.
Like different modes of getting in that other people can't seem to comprehend. So, it is time to officially welcome you guys to the supercontinent of Atrios. It is home to the 4 kingdoms known as Zested, Ephraim, Shinami, and Osca. The current time setting is a time of peace. All 4 countries right now are at no current risk of going to war with each other. All 4 kingdoms are, in fact, peace that they all signed for, and they all agreed to send their officers, their young nobles, to be trained at a neutral officers academy known as a NOACEP, which is Atrios' neutral officers academy for everyone's continued peace.
Nice.
The purpose of the training their officers and their younger nobles together is so no one military can get a step up on the other one. It is a mutual non-aggression pact. Now, in the real world, the quote real world, there is no such thing as magic. It does not exist. So it is only swords, bows, just like in our world. To fight someone, you're going to throw down with fists. Every kingdom is ruled by a king or queen, and each kingdom has their own setup of nobility or holy ruling body under the king and queen. Does all that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, first up, we're going to talk about the Kingdom of Zested. They're ruled by Clavius Zested and Adelaide Zested. Do not let Gilgamesh fool you. That is not how he acts. That is just my vision as a I don't know if you saw at the top. The pictures are not indicative of what they look like or what they act like.
Oh,
It
dang.
is
I really
just
wanted it to
the-
be Gilgamesh so he could be a piece of shit.
I mean, you guys don't know him. He could be.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Their children are Prince Artorius and Princess Artoria. They are twins, hilariously, that also attend the Officers Academy. Now, most young nobles are attending the Officers Academy. What position they hold at the academy is here and there. But Artorius and Artoria attend the academy. The king and queen of this country hold absolute power and have nobles that reside and report directly to them to aid in their rule, where the nobles have their own territory and can govern it themselves, but they must pass legislation through the king and queen before enacting these laws. And under these nobles, there are elected officials for the citizens, and these elected officials advocate for the citizens to bring up any potential issues within their governing body. Their main god of worship is Pelor, the sun god of and agriculture. Jeez, I can speak. Their main imports and exports are literature, raw materials, and their exports are agriculture, seeds. Who would have guessed? Crafts and jewels. Their citizens themselves are heavily focused on agriculture, simple living, farming, and crafting. So a lot of this means that they don't totally care about having money because they live within their means in this country. They work hard every day, and any residual funds that they have, they use to just enjoy themselves. And because of that, the wealth is very consolidated within like noble families and the ruling king and queen. The people aren't poor, but like I said, they're just living within their means. The food stores of the kingdom are shared throughout after harvest. The main laws in the country is very basic. However, a nice caveat is anyone can become a noble of this country by joining the specific houses in this kingdom and increase their social status via a house system. Now, there are 9 houses in Zested. There's Nightwood House, Ecliptica House, Donmore House, Ambersend House, Esteliot House, Verdant House, Portget House, Albright House, and Adelin House. They all have their own specific functions, their own descriptions of what those houses focused on, a different patriarch or matriarch that rules the house, runs the house, and a proxy is their second in command. Now, underneath them is kind of just this free-for-all of lesser nobles that have just joined to have the status of nobility. It doesn't mean that they are in power or that they rule. It is just the title and a possibility of rising up to become the patriarch or proxy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys a lot that tonight, just so you know.
That didn't make sense, actually. Could you explain that again?
Why are you gonna ask us that? Why you gotta do that?
Because there's so much to cover.
Sorry, you're gonna ask us what?
Ah, God.
Let's continue.
Okay. On to the Principality of Efference. Ruled by King Cassius Efference and Queen Arena. Their children are Isabeau, Nora, and Hugo. And all 3 children, like them before, attend the academy. Now, the succession in this kingdom is decided by performance. So just because Isabeau is the eldest daughter does not mean she is automatically going to be queen. For all they know, Hugo could be the one becoming king through his performance alone. The king and queen have limited power and base their rule off the will of its people and its noble class. The nobility are the ones in this country that enact the laws in the kingdom, but have a check and balance system with the king and queen. So they go back and forth on whether or not they should enact a law. The citizens, however, can directly impact new laws that are agreed upon by the king and the nobles. through a voting process on whether or not the law should be enacted. So it's almost a third party extra failsafe to not, be tyrants. This is the only kingdom that allows its people to refuse a law from its ruling class. The main god of worship in this kingdom is Ogma, the god of knowledge. It is a very progressive kingdom. They believe in working together with the other kingdoms to develop themselves further, and they are one of the two major kingdoms on Atrios for the reason the Officers Academy exists in the first place. The goods that are made from Efference are more expensive than any other country, but they are of higher quality than most others. So, Efference is a mining and very heavily focused on goods and metal working. So their main exports is metalworking, precious metal, fabricated goods. Now, it is a very wealthy kingdom because of that, because all of their products are very highly made, very highly crafted, and they make most of their money from their exports. However, it is costly to live in this country due to the lack of necessary essential resources. Now, they get most of these resources to craft, to mine in their mountains that are in their southern region of their country. And those mines and mountains are owned by the nobility and ruling class. Though the nobility and ruling class own the mines, they lease the vines to the citizens to mine out their own individual wealth. And because of
That's
that,
pretty neat.
the citizens themselves work in the mines and mountains. Now, normal citizens are usually adopted into noble families in this country because it is very expensive to live here, and it is very expensive for the lower class, the peasants of this country, for lack of a better term. So to keep the noble family lines healthy, they adopt normal citizens who are maybe more prominent, who maybe have leased a vein from one of the mines and has hit it big. Now, children of the noble families attend the academy, as well as adopted children of noble families can attend the academy. The 6 noble families that own the mines are Clarissa May, the platinum mines, Aurum, the gold mines, Coprum Argentum, the silver and copper mines, Magniforti, titanium mines, Paris, various metal mines, and Splendens, the precious gems. Now, there used to be 8, but Coprum Argentum and Magniforti joined together. And they are all owned by different nobles. Does Efference make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't make a Zephrance to me.
I swear to God.
Hilarious. Nice. All right. Up next, the Holy Kingdom of Shinami. Because there's always got to be one. They are pseudo-ruled by King Argos Shinami and Queen Titania Shinami. Their son is Prince Leo Shinami, who attends the academy. The king and queen of this country actually, in fact, hold no power at all and are figureheads. This country is ruled behind the scenes by the Pontifex Ionos Valdred Kismet III.
Ooh.
The Pontifex is unmarried, but she does have a daughter named Ionos Valdred Kismet IV, go figure.
Women.
And she attends the academy and is currently serving as your vice president of the student council.
For now.
For now.
Women.
The laws in this kingdom are known as the Saint Pontifex Scriptures, and there are 5 laws. The word of Kelemvor, who they worship, is law. The Pontifex speaks on his behalf. Donate all wealth gained to the church. This is Kelemvor's will. Kelemvor will provide all that the citizens require. Speaking ill of the church or any of its members is the same as insulting Kelemvor himself and will result in capital punishment. To harm another follower of Kelemvor is to harm Kelemvor's interests. Do not hate those who do not follow Kelemvor's teachings, merely pity them. The laws are stated to come from Kelemvor directly through the voice of the Pontifex. Now, since the Pontifex had taken over, there is no real nobility in this country, as much as the king and queen have no power and have been replaced by the Pontifex by the word of Kelemvor. Each domain in the kingdom, however, is ruled by a cardinal that reports directly to the pontifex. The cardinals do not make their own laws and abide by St. Pontifex's scriptures to rule the citizens. Like I said, the main god of worship here is Kelemvor, the god of the dead, and this is the most stagnant kingdom. They do not like to conform to the idea of what other kingdoms believe, but they are willing to accept the goods that the other kingdoms can provide. They can be the most aggressive of any of the four kingdoms, as their soldiers are the most willing to fight to the death under the conviction that they'd merely be returning to their god's loving embrace. Due to this country is very poor. The wealth is centralized within the church. The citizens don't believe they require funds for their day-to-day lives, and the church provides everything they need. And when I say everything, I mean everything from the food that they eat, to the clothes that they wear, to the jobs that they work. Anyone who is a member of the clergy is considered, quote, noble blood, and thus allowed to attend the academy. However, not just anyone is allowed to be a clergyman, even less are allowed to ascend to the rank to become a cardinal. Only those who prove unyielding loyalty to the pontifex and her teachings from their god Kelemvor may have an opportunity to rise the ranks. Being in the location that Shinami is located, they focus on metalworking as well as mining for their citizens' day-to-day activities. If someone does not work in the mines, they tend to farms or fish in the ocean. All items that are garnered from any position of employment are the immediate property of the church. Having access to mines that supply gems and metals, Shinami produces lower quality goods and cheaper price than Efference does. So whereas Efference makes everything very high quality, Shinami makes very low quality. So when you get something that like breaks easily, think of that as like a Shinami product, as opposed to an Efference product that's like a Nokia phone that you can smash on the ground 100 times and it's still intact. Their main import is infrastructure goods, food, fabricated goods. Their exports are metalworking, low quality tools at affordable pricing, and religious texts. And then they have the four cardinals and their seconds, which are deacons. Lucius, Icus, Ferdinand, and Isidora are the cardinals. Did the Holy Kingdom make sense?
Yes,
I
I'm just
like
surprised. I wasn't expecting all that. It makes me
so
excited.
detailed. I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Worked hard on this.
I told you guys
I'm
dashing
glad.
was great.
Yes, I could see Jesus.
Up next, we have the Technocratic Alliance of Osca. They are ruled by King Blydric Osca and Queen Farida Osca. The prince is named Sho Osca, and he is the current student council president.
For now.
Princess Sharina Osca is his younger sister, and they both attend the academy, obviously. This kingdom is made up of multiple smaller kingdoms, 7 city-states to be exact. The 6 other rulers of city-states are known as the Great Cogs. The Great Cogs serve as immediate advisors under King Blydric, and they are all united under Torah, where King Blydric lives, who united them all. The alliance is focused on development and technology, and their most advanced technology that they've created is known as steam tech. And because of this, they are the most advanced country on the supercontinent of Atrios. The city-state of Torah, where King Blydric lives, is where the central hub of federal laws is decided. Each city-state, however, can enact their own individual state local laws that don't conflict with Torah's federal laws. The leaders of the city-states in Osca have power to veto any federal laws put forth by Torah. However, under each leader of the city-states are locally elected officials that represent the citizens of the alliance under the ruling class. They're elected advisors that rotate in and out of their position based on 2 to 3 years of service in the position. Now, these local, smaller officials have the most involvement with the citizens to decide what to bring up to the ruling class in each city-state and Torah directly. This nation worships Ayun, the goddess of knowledge, And as I mentioned, they are the most progressive country. They believe in technology to aid them in their day-to-day life and are the most interested in implementing new technologies around the world. They worked with the Principality of Efference to establish the Officers Academy to further the four countries' military tactics. The Alliance, like I mentioned, invented what is known as steam tech. It is the latest and greatest in the world that is powered off of nothing but steam. Steam tech, although expensive, makes life excessively easier. Their goal is to spread their tech throughout the supercontinent of Atrios to make the lives of all of its citizens just as easy. Steam tech expands into all aspects of travel, example, trams, steam wagons, steam boats, all the way to luxury comforts in the home, such as air conditioners or heaters. The wealth in this country is very well distributed throughout Osca, with the super wealthy trickling in that are the ruling class. The main working class in Osca is paid very well for their services of building the steam tech as well as utilizing it to further expansion. Many people visit Osca as it is a famous area for their state-of-the-art hot springs. Their imports are metals, gems, fabricated goods, mostly from Efference. Their exports are steam tech, seafaring vessels, light agriculture goods, and sulfur from their hot springs. Each city-state has their own saying, however, they are all not that much different from one another and are variations of the same thing, which is be innovative. There is no idea that steam tech cannot accomplish. So if you can dream it, we can make it. Laws in each city are fairly similar. No stealing others' ideas, basic laws. Federal laws, all citizens must at some point in their lives serve in the military or as a guard for a minimum of 2 years. Although Osca is not a militaristic kingdom, they do believe in teaching all of their citizens some semblance of self-defense and tactics should the need arise. The citizens are also taught how to properly utilize most all types of steam tech while in the military. And just as a point of note for all of you, the neutral zone used to belong to the Alliance, but they gave up the land so that the four kingdoms collectively could have a neutral site to send their noble youths to learn. Much like in Zested, anyone can join one of the ruling houses of the Alliance, as those in Osca believe that anyone should have the right to ascend to power if they are gifted enough. However, they must work their way up through the families by proving themselves in their day-to-day lives. The 7 city-states are Tora, Vralo, Rune, Stregalorna, Tikal, Azatar, and as of right now, pending, Caligo. And they're all ruled by, like I said, different ruling classes. They have their own heirs in each city-state. However, like I mentioned, anybody could rise the ranks. However, they cannot rise to the ranks of ruler or be an heir unless they marry one of the heirs, but they can rise to being a top advisor. Does the Technocratic Alliance make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn left, actually.
I'm sorry, backwards?
God damn it.
Please no, please no.
Okay. Anyway, on to the Officers Academy, otherwise known as a NOACEP. And yes, I really honestly suspect that you guys are going to mess with this name as much as you possibly can. I've already mentally prepared myself for that harassment in game
I know a
of you
sap.
guys trying to pronounce a NOACEP or spell
Oh, I
it.
thought you meant like as in jokes. Oh, okay.
No, well, I
All of
mean,
the
yes,
above.
as a joke, but also because it's spelled the way it is.
I know an Ash.
Mhm. A Noah sect?
I know, it's, yes.
I
great.
know an Ash.
Yep. I'm just mentally preparing myself for the future, and right now.
If the players don't make fun of the names that you put out, like, are we actually being good players?
No,
Yes.
exactly. See, you get it. All right, so a NOACEP, Atrios Neutral Officers Academy for everyone's continued peace. The players attend the academy where they will further their skills as nobles from the Four Kingdoms. You can attend classes, sporting events, clubs to further your social and physical stats. And, you know, just look up to player stat information if you don't remember how to do that.
Yeah.
You can use the academy to accept jobs to earn money outside of the palaces. If, for example, you can go to the guild and you can take a job to get rid of bandits, or you could do a fetch quest, or you could do a delivery quest. And the point of these quests is, yes, you are nobles, yes, you are trained to be officers, and yes, you are above some of these lower kind of jobs. However, the point is you must humble yourself. You are still a young noble. You are still new to the world, and you must prove yourself by doing these jobs to prove that not only can you do it, or you can accurately and effectively lead somebody to accomplishing this job. Now, the academy itself has been established for over 300 years, so there's not any, backstage politics of, oh, I'm not sharing information with that person, I'm not sharing information. Everybody is past that. We're all past that. Everybody's sharing with everybody. Everybody gets it at this point. Students of the academy can attend this academy for any length of time they desire, at minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 5 years. And your current headmistress is named Aurelius Clarissime Rune. She has been in the position for 4.5 years. Her duties include looking over the school as well as the academic neutral city that the academy resides in. Now, if you didn't already recognize, her name is a hyphenated name of 2 noble families from 2 separate kingdoms, Efrance and Osca.
Mm-hmm.
The headmaster or headmistress is appointed in agreement by the 4 nations, and the teachers and professors in the academy are from each of the 4 nations as well. While attending the academies, all students live on site and are allowed to return home during holidays and vacations. Otherwise, they are to stay in the neutral territory. The other residents that reside in the neutral zone, in the neutral academy city, are people from each nation, i.e. shopkeepers, guards, stable hands, entertainers, whatever. The laws and rules in the neutral zone are agreed upon by the 4 nations and the headmaster or headmistress. The other students in the academy are made up of nobles, whether it be born, adopted, or applied into. The rise amongst the nations of non-natural born nobles has also allowed those related to adopted or applied nobles into attending the academic city. These students are known as lesser nobles, but they are still treated fairly amongst the faculty. This does not mean they are treated fairly by other students and higher ranking nobles. Now, the hierarchy of the school is the 4 nations and the headmaster or headmistress, then the student council, then the teachers and professors, and then the base students.
Student council is the whoa.
Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. The students council is made up of nobles. They're made up of people who are going to be ruling the countries, ruling the 4 major nations. It makes sense that they would be in a position at their place of learning to have some semblance of power, to put forth rules and laws for the neutral zone itself. Now, it's not to say that they can just walk into a teacher's or professor's classroom and just tell them to leave because I'm part of the student council and I'm better than you. That's not how it works. Yes, they do have more power, but they must also respect the teachers and professors in their own classroom. So the power that they do have is they can tell a teacher or professor, hey, you got to move to that other classroom next semester because we want the art club to be in your room next year. That's really what it is. It's not a full-blown power trip like, get the hell out of here because I'm part of the student council. However, the student council themselves cannot exactly just immediately enact rules and laws over the neutral zone and the academy because they do need to pass those laws through the 4 nations and through the headmaster headmistress. So there is a major roadblock on their path to, tyranny. The students themselves elect the members of the student council, and the members of the council then serve on the council until they graduate from the academy. There is also a built-in no confidence clause where the student body can all come together and push someone out of the council if they wish. The student council themselves is broken down as president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, disciplinary committee, advisor, historian. Each member of the council is allowed up to 2 aides. The president and vice president are allowed to have a squire in addition to the 2 aides that they can have. All 4 major deities are worshipped in the neutral academic city. The goddess Istis is also worshipped here.
Oh.
The laws in the neutral zone are variations of each country's existing laws and are held to a tighter standard of basic laws. Steam tech as well is very prevalent among Anoasep. Most people who live in the city use it to some extent because Anoasep and the academic city were once belonged to Asuka. Those who live in the neutral zone live very good lives. The flow of money from the noble classes of each country ensure the neutral zone stays above board in all aspects. Everything in the neutral zone is imported in. There are no real exports from the neutral zone. It is relied that all resources that go in are for the good of the next generation of nobles. The working class citizens that live in a Anoasep city cannot become nobles of the 4 major countries. However, they do get to attend Anoasep for their services to the 4 nations and the neutral zone. The living situation at the academy for all students is that all first years must live in the academic dorms, and they are given a roommate as assigned by the academy the first day they arrive. Second years and up can choose to stay in the dorms, but they may also pay for a private room or home in the greater academic city. The student council is the only exception to this rule, as all members of the council have access to a private dorm manor that they live in separate from the rest of the students. And here is a list of your active professors: Jonah Reed, Bishop Caller, Quentin Clark, Dexter Renaud, Saskia Lennox, Olive Graves, Anders Knightley, Addison Seville, and Louisa Farbridge. And here is a list of your student council. The president is Sho Asuka. Vice president is Ionis Valdred Kismet IV. Secretary is Claudia Ravenswood. Treasurer is Blaine Ashwood. Disciplinary committee is Hugo Efference and Victor Exeter. The advisor is Alessandro Vralo. And the historian is Tiki Rune. There are positions within the student council that are open, namely the squire role for President Sho Asuka, the squire and aide role for Ionos. And who knows if somebody is going to get pushed out. So any of these spots could open up at any time at all. Did that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Question.
Yes.
What exactly does the advisor do? Just out of curiosity.
The advisor is what it sounds like. He advises all the other roles as much as the aides help their roles. The advisor is sort of that wild card. If you need extra help, that's what I'm here to do. Like if Blaine Ashwood, the treasurer, and his 2 aides can't figure out what the heck to do with the budgets, Alessandra can come in and help.
They're
with
like the
that.
second opinion. Got it.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. I just wanted to be certain about that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the squire
for sure.
position demeaning?
No. The squire position is a preparation to take on the role. So it is essentially if President Sho Asuka went up to one of you and decided, I wish to take you on as my squire, it is a nod to this whole student body that this is the person I would pick as my successor. So you guys should probably vote for this person.
Ah.
Got it. Follow-up question to that. If,
Yeah.
say, not just, like, by the vote of confidence is somebody removed from their role, but, like, say, like, because of, say, like, an illness or
Mhm.
some other prevailing need that removes
Mhm.
a person from their role and their responsibilities of their role in the student council, would the squire be the next person appointed power, then, to take up for that?
It would almost be like a intermediary step in.
Okay.
Because
So it's not like how
yeah,
in our government the vice president would be the
Right.
next in command if anything happened to the president.
right. It would be an intermediary. Think like emergency president. Here, you're in
Sure.
charge until we pick a new one.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But all that made sense to you guys? No other questions for that? Any comments about the world information? I just dumped a lot of information on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, thank God
I'm
we're getting
good.
this. But
Yes. Yeah.
So
guys are
let's say that you're from a place that you can, that has high quality products. Are you able to also learn how to craft those products?
Yeah. So let's
Okay.
say, for instance, you want to be from Efference and you want to be someone who is from one of the noble the families, and you want to say like, oh, I want to be the son of Dwarfius Pharos, the owner of the Ferrous mines, the various metal mines. Sure. You could have learned in your time up until this point being able to craft very high quality goods. As, a person who you need to craft things like lockpicks or craft things like healing salves or whatever, or even like weapons or armor or whatever you guys need. That might be something you guys could really benefit from.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I got stuff brewing now. I got lots of stuff brewing now.
Oh, this is so much. It's so cool.
So we're gonna go over the cheat sheet next for you guys. I don't know why I have this cheat sheet open. Ignore me. That's a different cheat sheet for a different campaign. Because
I
I'm
was
an
like,
idiot.
Kingdom of Canberra. What is this? The alternate world?
It is the alternate world.
Oh my
this
god,
is
a flashbang.
this is the right cheat sheet.
Can't believe you.
Because I'm an
Why would
idiot
you
like
do this?
that.
You're not an idiot. You
Yes.
just didn't know.
I am.
So
Don't
I'm
shit on
stupid
yourself. Only
too.
Vel can shit on herself.
this is your cheat sheet. This is your shortcut to a lot of the information that I just gave you guys. So you don't have to go through this entire list of baloney to try and find, just one thing. You can just go right into here. You can find out the super continents named Atrios, the different kingdoms' names, their capital cities, all of the cities within the countries. Here, like all of the list of the rulers, their prince, their princesses, even the pontifex.
Ooh,
The
and a currency guide.
currency is the currency and economy: 10 copper to 1 silver, 10 silver to 1 gold, 10 gold to 1 platinum. I even gave you guys the stability of each economy. Zested is stable, Everence is on the rise, Shinami is declining, Asuka is thriving.
Does the own neutral zone have its own prosperity or no?
The neutral zone is just
There.
the neutral zone. They don't exist on the economic scale because they are based on all 4 nations, because there are no exports from the neutral zone. They only
So
take
like
in
an S&P 500, like everyone just throws in. I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So health potions. This is going to be a big one for you guys to get used to. In the real world, the quote real world, magic does not exist, as I told you. Therefore, potions do not have any magical effects to heal you. You must heal yourself or patch wounds if you take damage or get stabbed or whatever outside of palaces. You must roll a medicine check, which will be determined via a roll versus medicine check DC based on the severity of the wound that you take. So if you are fighting bandits and you get grievously stabbed in the chest, there are no potions to heal you. You must patch yourself up. Now,
no anime isekai cheat. Come on.
At least in the real world.
at least in
you
the
know.
real world. In a palace, different story.
I
And
just
then,
live in the palace. It's fine.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Taking potions within a palace counts as a bonus action. However, feeding another player will count as your full action. And instead of trying to hunt down what each potion does, I just tell you right here: 2d4 plus 2, 4d4 plus 4, 8d4 plus 8, 10d4 plus 20.
Dog.
Transportation. So there are different modes of transport. You can buy a horse, which is 75 gold pieces. You can get a steam cart, the basic model, superior model, or you can pay for a travel ticket on somebody else's cart of transport. There are also steamboats. There are different sizes of steamboats that cost different amounts of money, as they should, all the way up from 3,000 gold pieces to 15,000 gold pieces. And you could also get travel tickets. Prices range from 30 gold pieces to 75 gold pieces. We are going to be running with the meets it beats it rule. Now, that means that if the die roll is the same number as the DC, it passes the DC and is counted as a success. To fail a DC, the dice roll must be less than the DC. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Meets it beats it.
Death rolls. If you fall unconscious and need to make a death saving throw, we will be doing those dice rolls privately, only to me, the DM. Only you, the player, and me, the DM, need to know the significance of these rolls happening. This is to remove potential meta gameplay of knowing other players' characters are on the verge of stabilizing or succumbing to their wounds. And I provided you a screenshot and step-by-step on how to do that. There's a dice icon in the bottom left on D&D Beyond. You click the desired dice type, which would be a D20. You click a down arrow where it says to everyone roll, and then select to the Dungeon Master, which is all right here.
Cool.
Reviving from death and dying outside of palaces. If you die outside of a palace,
You're dead.
you are almost dead. The player characters within the vicinity will have a chance to save your character with a medicine check, assuming that they are able and have the proper skills. Example, some forms of priest training from Shinami or field medic training can aid in this, which, depending on the circumstances of your death, will determine the DC to restart your character's heart within a safe amount of time to be revived. If your character dies within a palace, if you die, you can be brought back via magical means. Depending on the circumstances and time taken to enact revival, the players may experience minor negative issues, for example, point of exhaustion or negative stat debuffs, until a short or long rest is taken. If your character dies and requires a resurrection spell, which is the higher tier magic of resurrection, there is a likelihood the spell will fail. There will be a set DC based on the manner of death and time the character has been dead. The other players can lower the DC if they contribute something to the resurrection spell in a meaningful way. Over time, if a character continues to die and requires a resurrection spell, the DC will raise over time regardless of being them brought back.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
Healing outside of palaces. So, being that the world outside of the palaces does not contain real magic, this means that any injury incurred, just like I talked about earlier, might have lasting effects on your character. You cannot just take a long rest and fully heal the next morning. We will rule that if you take a long rest, you will regain the maximum hit points. But if you fall off a horse and break your arm, or you get stabbed in the leg, you might not be able to use that broken arm for a while, or you may have a limp until that wound is healed, which may cause negative buffs to your speed, or the inability to swing a sword. You may be able to circumvent these negative buffs in the real world by using magical spells and potions in palaces to heal yourself through non-conventional means. So, if you break your leg or you get stabbed in the foot, and then you go into a palace, you could take a health potion, you could use a cure wound spell, and that could fix you right up. It's a nice way to get around it.
Oh.
Okay.
Non-player characters. If you, the party, suddenly find yourselves with too many NPCs traveling with you, whether it be outside or inside palaces, instead of bogging down initiative with too many characters, the NPCs will instead aid you guys, the players, based on your relationships formed with them. Example, you meet them, you travel with them, attend classes with them, whatever. Depending on how well you know the NPCs aiding them, will determine the buffs that you, the players, receive from these NPCs in combat or in RP situations. So this could result in a bonus number or a bonus die to hit. It could result in advantage to hit. It could give you bonus to your armor class. It could be a number of different things.
Okay.
Dark vision. Through the use of dark vision, a player can see in dim light within 120 feet of yourself as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. When using dark vision, you can only discern colors as if it were shades of gray. This means in dim light, you can see normally within 120 feet. in complete darkness, you see in black and white. Also meaning, in a different way, is it is perceived as dim lighting, and any perception check you will be done so at disadvantage, as if you're perceiving things in normal dim lighting. So think of it as if the lights are dim and you have dark vision, you're seeing fine and normal. If it is completely pitch black in the room and you have dark vision, you are seeing in shades of gray and you make the check at disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Okay. Inside palaces, magical spells, effects, and features do not usually help with environmental conditions. For example, true sight and dark vision could help you see in dark rooms, but could not help you see through fog.
Is there anything that can see through fog?
Getting rid of the fog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Creative solutions.
Blow it away.
Yep. My favorite, the rule of cool.
I like.
I
this
am a
rule.
massive supporter of the rule of cool. If you can think it up and make it make sense, I will do everything in my power as the DM to allow it to happen. We want the creative breaks, so to speak, to be taken off, guys. You will be rewarded for being creative. This does not mean, though, that any off-the-wall idea will work or be successful. Anytime the rule of cool temp rule is established by me, the DM, it is on a case-to-case basis per my decision to allow it. This also means the rule, as mentioned, is temporary. It may work once, but that does not establish it or canonize it moving forward, and that it will work every single time. But I want you guys to have fun. I want you to come up with wild shit, because I want to see what you could do. I know you guys are creative.
I
You
like
got
the
this.
rule of cool.
You put a lot of confidence in me. I'm just kidding.
I like this rule. It let me cut someone in half like I was Thor.
Mhm. It's true. Critical failures and critical successes. I do not run my games with a standard nat 1 is instant fail, nat 20 is instant success. Not to say these numbers mean nothing, they still very much influence the worst possible or best possible outcomes. However, you still need to play the scene to the best of your abilities to determine the best possible outcome. For example, if you roll a natural 20 on persuasion check, but you are explaining something in character very poorly, or saying something insulting or offensive towards the NPC you're trying to persuade, this could result in a failed roll. This would be the same for a nat 1. Just because you failed the roll, if your RP is good, this may result in a semi-favorable reply from the NPC, but in an alternative way than maybe you were hoping that they would act. A critical failure in combat may result in you dropping your weapon or accidentally throwing it across the area, or failed swing attempt. Or if you are in a palace and cast a spell that fails critically, you can inadvertently cause rough terrain under your allies' feet. You could also potentially destroy a vital piece of evidence or infrastructure. Literally any other inopportune timed event could occur. Now, I do not run my games with, if you roll a natural 1, you hit your allies. I hate that rule. I think it is awful to run with players, especially with low-level parties. Even with high-level parties, it can get bad very, very quickly. A critical success in combat, you double your dice rolls.
Pug.
One thing in D&D that I don't think is talked about enough is taking cover. If you take cover in combat, you can be invaluable to you guys, especially in and out of palaces. So really, I want you guys to be thinking about that. When you're using your environment, it can increase your armor class. It can also give you bonuses to dexterity saves. You can use walls, trees, creatures, other random obstacles. Using, those examples, you can make it harder for enemies to hit you from anything originating from something opposite from where you're taking cover. The target is behind multiple sources of cover. On the most protective source, it is counted as coverage. So, the 3 different types of cover are half cover, which gives you a +2 bonus to your armor class, as well as dex saves. It is considered half cover, meaning it covers half of your body. For example, furniture, a tree trunk, any creature, enemy, or friend. There is 3/4 cover, which gives you a +5 bonus and to AC and dex save. And it is essentially hiding behind, a thin wood wall or a thicker tree trunk or, even a big rock. And then there's total coverage, where you cannot be targeted directly by an attack roll or a spell. Although some spells can reach the target via area effect spells, a target is in total coverage if they are completely concealed by an obstacle.
Question for you.
Yes.
Could a player, could another player technically act as cover?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Um,
And could we also create cover? I
Yes.
know it sounds funny, but like
Yeah,
also I'm trying to think like
so
Yes.
right here under half cover, tree trunk, another
Enemy-
creature,
okay,
enemy,
cool,
or
cool.
friend.
cool.
Yep. You get +2 bonus to your AC and Dex saves if you're
Cool.
literally cowering behind your friend.
I only laughed because the immediate image of like someone cowering behind their friend popped into my head as soon as you said it, so that's why.
See,
Yeah.
that's not even what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking of
I
that.
know,
I'm
it's
thinking,
just
I got
what
other stuff
popped
in my
in my
mind.
head.
You're saying you're gonna do that? Okay, cool. Bet I know your character. I know your entire character arc.
Oh, jeez. Spell concentration. So, spell concentration is going to be big. Because when you cast a spell that requires concentration, if you are in the middle of using concentration spell, it immediately drops the first one. You cannot concentrate on 2 spells simultaneously. Once you cast another spell requiring concentration, you immediately drop the other one, just like I said. If you're using concentration on a spell, you can have 1 concentration active and still cast other spells that do not require concentration. One of the ways to drop concentration is taking damage. If you're concentrating on a spell, if your character takes damage, you must roll a Constitution saving throw to maintain your spell concentration. I will remind you of this rule consistently. The spell is the DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher. If you take damage from multiple sources, such as multiple enemies attacking you, area effect spells, you must make separate saving throws for each source of damage. The other way is incapacitation. You lose concentration on a spell if you're incapacitated or if you are outright killed. And then lastly, some miscellaneous rules. Moving through an ally will count as rough terrain and cost you 10 feet of movement as opposed to usual 5 feet of movement to move 1 square on a battle map. So each square you move on a battle map is 5 feet. Typically you have up to 30 feet of regular movement unless you are a different class or race. Sometimes you get more than 30 feet. But if you try to move through an ally, it will cost you 10 feet of movement instead of 5. You can only take 1 long rest per 24 hours. You can take as many short rests as you wish. However, if you run out of hit die to recoup HP, there is no point to take a short rest, and I will restrict you from abusing this. Safe rooms in palaces are great places for short rests or long rests, or to even evacuate from palaces. However, if you clear a section when moving through the palace and use the safe room as a short, long, or evac, the section you just cleared may repopulate with enemies. So this is something to think about while you guys are delving deep in a dungeon crawl.
So, question as well in that
Yes.
respect too. It's not going to be similar to like say Persona 5 where like we find a safe room, we can instantly start from there. We have to like the safe rooms are like we can stop there, rest there, but we can't, and we can leave there, but we can't start from there, correct?
So yes, you technically can start from there if you
Okay.
really want to. I like I said, you can evacuate from there too. So
Sure.
like imagine like in Persona 5 where you can fast travel between safe rooms. It's a similar concept. You're just using your
Okay.
soul key as the mode of transport.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure on that.
Yeah. So that is the world information, that is the cheat sheet, but there is, some more talking points that I had to talk to you guys about. Number 1 is metagaming. I am okay if you guys want to talk outside of game, above board, during game on something that you want to do as a group, you want to do moving forward, or if you're in an RP situation with an NPC, somebody says, pause, hang on, what are we doing? We can have those conversations. I'm fine with it. Now, what I do not want from you guys is if somebody is by themselves having a conversation or if they are taking a combat turn, I do not want to hear you guys talking over each other, telling you what you think somebody should be doing, or telling another person how to play their character. We want to let each other play their own characters. We want to let each other's enjoy their spotlights. It is okay to, celebrate with your teammates, but I want you guys to really kind of think you're on your own, unless you are working together in the sense of like maybe you're doing your finisher. That is an okay time to talk about what you're doing in a combat situation. But if somebody is taking their turn, let them take their turn. Okay?
Cool.
Mhm.
Are there any questions? Any comments?
No, I don't got any.
Uh,
So we went over quite a bit of information. We went over all the different kingdoms. We went over the cheat sheet. We went over some metagaming. So we have Striker and Vel already have sort of previously talked to me about their potential characters. Striker and Vel, do you want to talk about your characters?
Do we?
Do you?
Right now, I mean,
Do you want to? Just
I'm
to
down.
give.
You can always
Down.
just keep it like,
we
you know.
could just say no if you want, Val.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
down.
It's up to you.
Are you down?
If you would like to share your character, you can. I'm gonna keep mine a little close to the chest.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say about their characters, they are already planning on having been to the academy for an unspecified amount of time. I will say for Rai and Zane, I would like for you guys, if you are okay with it, to be first years at the academy. If
That
you
was
do
always
not
kinda my
want to be,
plan.
yeah, okay,
I'm fine with that, yeah.
okay, cool,
Pog.
excellent.
Also, question, well, I totally forgot. Age is
Yes.
not it does not matter when attending the academy, correct?
No.
But it's not just
No,
the
not
young
technically.
nobles. Yeah,
Young
so like
nobles, think like almost college age, like
Mhm.
17, 18 is when
17,
you're
18
starting
to like
there.
young 20s.
Yes.
All right,
Correct.
cool. And there's like no like bare minimum age to start attending, right?
Not really, no.
Okay, cool.
Please be the prodigal person that's ahead, Rye. Please. We were talking about that the other day, actually.
Yeah. Striker literally brought it up and was like,
I was
really
like, Rye
hope
would
Rye's,
totally do
like,
it.
this prodigal student, like this young buck 16-year-old that's in the academy ahead of his time.
Nah,
I know you too well.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I
know,
didn't
but
want
you
to.
could.
I could technically, but I'm not doing that. No, I
Oh
Be
have
our
my
twink
God.
student, please.
no. I got something fun cooking up right now.
All right,
yeah.
all right.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll probably want to talk to you about dashing just to see if it could jive.
Okay.
Oh, also I DM'd you the pending name change.
Oh, okay. Okay. If you haven't already seen it, this is the world map. This is our current setup. So Zested is up here, Efrance, Shinemi, and Asuka. The neutral zone is in this area. This is the academy, and this is the academic city. There is a lot of space to spread your wings, so to speak. It is a supercontinent for a reason. There is a lot to do. So if for whatever reason you guys decide, hey, we're going to take a week off of classes and spend it in Efrance, do
Pog.
it.
Okay.
Don't limit yourselves to just spending every day going to class if you don't want to.
Surprise, we're skipping
Fuck
a week of
school.
school.
Just know that,
Well,
as...
we can't.
Your
There was-
actions have consequences.
Yes.
Good to know.
But, on that same note of actions have consequences, just because you guys are nobles does not mean you get to break the law. If you're caught breaking the law, you will be punished.
Mhm.
In the academic city, all nobles are treated the same by guards and others that would be above your station. You do not get special treatment. The guards in the academic city, as well as the citizens from all four nations, originate from all over the country. So you may, in fact, meet people that immediately have friction upon learning from where you're from. Not everybody's going to like you.
Okay.
There are many things in the academy and academic city at your disposal, so try not to restrict yourselves, as I mentioned. You are nobles from a noble society. That does not mean you know everyone or how everyone acts. You are still young nobles, which means you are widely kept out of the world limelight. You still require to prove yourselves, or even begin to meet a lot of the higher ranking nobles. In that same point of higher ranking nobles, that can mean someone can overshadow you very quickly. There are other nobles attending this academy that are far more important than you are. If you want to make it big in the world and do something of note, you need to work for it. Nothing is handed to you for free. Being a first year and a second year at the academy, like I mentioned, there are drawbacks, or even being a third year, there are bonuses. You know, if you are a first year, you might not know the academy, the academic city. You might not know your way around. You might need to lean on your superiors to help you find certain classes or find the, you know, the fields or whatever you're interested in doing, the theater or the stores.
Saying that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't.
Tell me.
Why everyone's so mean to me?
Oh my god.
I'm so
That's when you got a reaction to
excited.
the nobles.
So mean.
With the
I'm
meaty
just a
nobles.
lesser noble.
No,
Oh,
why
come
so-
on, man. I'm just trying to vibe, man.
Why
Come
so
on.
mean to me?
Oh my god.
Why you so mean?
I just vibe.
So yeah, that was that's about it for now. That's all I got. After we're done today, I'm going to be finalizing your personal documents, like I said, to help you cultivate your backstories. I'm leaving the entire creative process up to you. If you
Okay.
want to write me a paragraph about your character's life and that's it, do it. If you want to write me 3 pages, do it. I don't care. Just get me something nice and juicy to sink my teeth into to give you guys a nice story to play out.
Mhm.
To work with, too.
Mhm. Cool.
Now, I will be controlling who your family members are, who your friends are in your backstory. So if, you know, for instance, somebody is from Efference and they want to be from, you know, the titanium mines, you want to be part of the Clarissime family and you want to be Blair Clarisseme's son. Now, I am going to give you the information on Blair, on how Blair acts. I'm also going to tell you that your best friend, or supposed best friend, or the person you spent your most time with, was Jasper Auram's child. Or somebody from the Auram mines. Something like that. I'm not going to restrict you guys too much. I'm not going to tell you, you know, your whole life story. That's up to you to decide. But after you decide on your life story, your character's life story, you're up until this point, you only have 18 years, so there's not a whole lot to tell, but there's something cool that you guys can put in there that can allow me to integrate into this campaign. You know, it will, you can decide your own. So like however you want to integrate, you know, for instance, Blair Clarissime in your backstory, you know, after knowing what she acts like she's a badass, she's a hard ass, she was very strict on you. So like in your backstory, you could talk about my mom Blair was always very strict growing up, and she cared more about the mines, blah 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 blah, so to speak.
Pug.
Just tools.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Cool.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for now.
This is so
Dope.
weird seeing it is real now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about before, you know, all of you guys split or whatever is a day to play. Do we want to play weekly? Do we want to play bi-weekly? What day works best for everyone? What time works best for everyone?
Okay.
We can be
I think-
flexible.
I think evenings personally
Me
would be
too.
best.
Mhm.
I know like for me, I'm the most out of whack with most people's time zones because I'm West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So like 7 p.m. EST would
Okay.
be fine. you know, I'd be more prone to be like, could we start at like 8 so that way it's like 5 my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with 8.
But and usually probably weekends would be best.
Okay.
Same.
I mean, I'm
Saturdays at
fine.
8
I'm fine
p.m.?
with Saturdays. Saturdays work for everyone.
Saturdays 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to do weekly, but I mean my schedule just gets
Yeah.
kind of fucky.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, if
So-
a day doesn't work, then yeah.
Why don't we tentatively say 8 p.m. weekly, but if we need to postpone or cancel, we're
Sure.
totally fine with that. Is that good with everyone?
Hell yeah.
yeah. And I think
Okay.
we could probably
Zane?
decide on an exact date to start probably soonish, but it doesn't have to be like
So I'm going on vacation next Wednesday, and I won't be back until Saturday the 20th.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
I wasn't
if-
expecting us to start immediately.
No. So ideally, I'd like to start on the 27th of May. That'll give you guys plenty of time to work on backstories, to make your characters fully flesh them out, get ready. Is that fine? Is that good?
The 27th of May, 21st. Yeah. Totally. Sorry, I had to double check my dates because I was like, I have something going on like the 21st, and I wasn't sure what day that was.
All good.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure be Gucci.
So actually, I did just remember with characters in mind. So because personas give you magic, and you are getting your own god, which we will talk about. We will decide, me, the DM, and you as the player individually. The characters that I want you to make, the race, you can choose whatever you want. You know, any humanoid race is fine with me. Whatever you want to choose. However, the classes, I will restrict you. So our options are Bard, Cleric, Ranger, we could talk about. Rogue, we could talk about. Eldritch Knight specifically, and Fighter. A Paladin, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. You could even choose Artificer. But any of the more magic-focused classes. Now, the beauty of D&D and the beauty of having 10 stats across the board is that just because you choose the wizard class, that doesn't mean that you're just a wizard, that's all you do, you're just a squish that stands in the back. That's not how we're running it. The wizard class is just for the sole purpose of your persona, because I'm not going to make you roll with 2 different character sheets and have a whole different stat block. We're just going to run your magic through your class. The rest of it, you know, if you say, like, for instance, you know, my persona is a wizard, so I have all these spell slots from wizard, but, you know, my character wields a longsword. I will give you the proficiency to wield a longsword, you know, and medium armor. So it gets around that whole rule of like, oh, wizards can only wear like robes and stuff.
Sure.
You know, because in the outside realm, you're just a regular person. You're not a wizard. You're not a sorcerer. You don't have this innate magic. You're not a warlock. You know what I mean? So it's just to get around some of that murkier base rules, but it also gives you cool things to work with in the palaces. Cool extra stuff to work with.
Later
So-
down the line, because Soul asked this,
Yes.
later down the line, not right now, because level 1, is multi-classing a possibility?
Could be. It, like, for instance, if you wanted to cross-class, I will say, I do not want any of you to be druids. I don't want a druid in the party.
Okay.
Because I don't want to deal with wild shape. I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. But for instance, if you wanted to be like a barbarian, or you wanted to be a monk, or, you know, a regular fighter outside of Eldritch Knight, we could talk about it for sure. Or if you wanted to be it for a magic class, for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I got some stuff. I got some stuff brewing.
Heck yeah. And if you are having trouble deciding, or you're not totally sure, or you want to bounce ideas, I'm literally always around. All you gotta do is message me, and I can hop into a VC or we can message. It's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Fog.
Okay.
Any questions? Any
Messaging people.
comments?
I would never. Cool.
Ew,
Good for
messages. Yuck. Yeah, no, I'm Gucci.
I'm so
Heck
excited,
yeah.
man.
I've just been listening to Persona 5 music this whole time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And as promised, Striker, sub 2 hours.
Yes, that's what I was also hoping for because it's my card shop's Digimon night, and I'm leaving for that in like 30 minutes.
Let's
so-
go.
Yeah,
He's
let's
gonna
go.
pack.
I also have to pack tonight. I also have to
Oh
do
my
laundry before I leave. I
God.
also have to eat food.
Oh
I have a
my
lot of
You
things to
have
do.
so much to do.
Jesus.
Yes, because I have not eaten today because I had coffee earlier as an appetite suppressant,
God.
Hey,
unintentionally.
Oh my
Um,
jeez.
So yeah, I have a lot to do.
try.
I'm gonna
Why?
smack you, I swear to God.
Stress.
I'm gonna smack you.
Anyways, enough about me.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, cool. Great session
yeah.
there, I say.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. I'm really excited for this. I definitely want to talk to you, Dashing, at some point because I got some
Yes.
ideas I want to run by you. See if
Yeah.
you jive with them.
For sure. I actually have an idea for both your character as well. So I can pitch something to you as well, Rye. And you as well,
Sure.
Zane. I also had a
Yeah.
potential thought that you might enjoy.
Yeah,
So.
shoot it my way. I'd love to hear it because I wonder if we're
Yeah.
thinking similarly.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, if you want to shoot it to me after we're done here, I'd love to
Yeah,
see and just
I
kind of
will.
bounce off
Yeah.
of it. Cool.
For sure.
Awesome.
Well, this is
Ah.
phenomenal.
Heck yeah.
Oh, awesome. I think on that note, I should take my leave to take care of my chores before I have to leave. But
Yeah.
Please.
But yes, excellent session 0. Everybody, I'm very excited to play with you all.
I'm so
Mhm.
excited. Have
At
you
some
announced your
point-
characters? Not yet. We are currently going to work on them, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
At some point in the next, however long it takes you to work on backstories or characters, I want all of you to just roll a d20 at some point and just tell me what number you get.
Okay.
I can do that right now,
Okay.
but on Amy's
we-
sheet.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Well, on that note, I'll take my leave. Have a good rest of your evening, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
See you, Rye.
Adios.
Roll a d20. I'm scared
Yep.
for what this
I'm
is
doing it.
for, Dashing. I don't like this.
I'm getting like 2 or 3 rolls in first, and then I'm doing it.
the
Cool.
warm-up rolls, yeah.
The warm-up rolls, exactly.
I'm gonna go fill my water while you roll your 20s.
4. All right, then 5th roll.
Striker. I got a 19 first roll.
I always do like 5 or 6 rolls and then like decide
Mhm.
on like what it's gonna be. Well, not decide, but like actually have that roll
Yeah.
actually matter. Okay.
Oh, I love the
Here we go.
energy everyone has. It makes me so happy.
16.
So we had a 19 and a 16. Let's go.
It was funny because like I did like 5 or 6 warm up rolls. It was like 3, 9, 6, 7, 10, 12.
It's
And
the
right
build
when-
up. It's the build
yeah,
up.
and then like literally was like, all right, fuck it. If it rolls low, it rolls low. 16. So
I might start working on her character sheet tonight to get it out of the way.
yeah, I'm taking the day away from all the homies in the house, and I can work with you on stuff.
Pog. Oh my god. We get to sit and just vibe and write backstory. This is gonna be so fun. That's
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite thing, is just writing character backstory.
It's gonna be a D&D day.
It's gonna be a dend.
But yeah, Walrus and Walrus, the only 2 characters that are kind of set in stone are mine and Vel's.
We've announced that there are twins. That's
Yep.
all we have announced. This is the very true
Are
definition
they
of assessment.
the twins?
No. No, we are not those twins. No.
That'd be funny.
That's why he said that's why he said those 2 are also twins. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool.
I need,
Yeah.
speaking of twins, I need to make a small channel for our shared information.
You could make
Well-
if you want in this Discord, you can make separate channels for each of us. That's just only they can see. I mean, of course you can see them, but you're not gonna look.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Hmm?
I'm making a little section for individual player notes if they don't have anything to like write on.
Oh, okay.
I was like, it also makes it easier because like shared information that Striker and I would have because twins.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll have the twins information, then each separate information. Yeah.
The twins. Do you want your individual role as well, or?
That's up to you. Depends on how much you want to share. If you want to keep things separate, or if you don't.
Well, I have a little individual Discord. It's underneath all of my notes for Amy.
It's
There you go.
entirely up to you. If you want us to share literally everything, we can share literally everything.
I was like, we probably would. I feel like
Yeah, probably.
with the way that they have been described, it's the only like
It makes sense.
person they'd be like fully honest with.
All right, then let's have the same channel.
Pog.
What were the results of your D20s?
I sent
I
a
rolled-
screenshot. I got a 19.
And I rolled a 16.
Okay.
I forgot to take a picture.
All good.
Okay, I made little character roles for the channel. I like that Rye and Zane's are just Rye's character name. Zane's character name.
Oh yeah, you can delete that one. I accidentally clicked the button and I was like, oh fuck, and I tried to go back and it like completed it.
Oh no
So-
no. On the Discord, because I'm adding little sections so you have a
Oh.
way to write notes if you don't have like a notepad or something, so you get to have, you know, something you can write notes in.
Nice.
It's like I think the only person I'm not gonna look at your notes. I've got my own things to look at.
Yeah, if you were
Um,
talking about what was in D&D Beyond, yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that can always be fixed.
Yeah, you can always edit it and everything from there. The 27th is going to come fast. I'm excited. I'm going to be exhausted, though, because this is fucking May, and I go crazy in May.
Oh, jeez.
Don't go crazy, go stupid.
Yeah, I will. So June 10th, I know I will already be gone, so I'll miss that.
Okay. We'll probably. I don't want to play without people in this campaign. Running with 3 people, especially if you guys are in a dungeon crawl, would be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
So we might just plan on canceling that week, just postponing it.
That's fine.
Of course.
Once you guys get character names, let me know so I can fix the. So I can add your names onto the screen and fix the channel and roles.
Hell yeah. Do that. Yeah, are we creating the character on that website then? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, D&D Beyond. Yep.
So,
Okay.
so everything we do is on there. It makes it a lot easier and a lot simpler to
Mhm.
understand how to play the game and stuff. I was like, I just started recently too, and I've been using this with dashing, and it's been great. So
Neat.
then again,
Okay.
my character is a lot simpler than a magician. So
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we just go good from there then. And we look forward to the first date. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's why. Honestly, makes sense for him.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, just send me whatever information you have as well, Dashin, for what you want to be done, because you said you had some ideas.
Yes, I will message you, sir. As
Right.
well, if you have ideas, feel free to pitch them to me. If you
Yeah,
are
I'll send them
unsure.
to your way before I start writing up a whole thing.
Vel, all I will say, yours makes a lot of sense too.
Mhm.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
see.
no, Zane, I'm actually super excited. If you are gonna have your character from where I think you're gonna have your character from,
Yeah.
So I actually have some cool ideas
I need
to
a
pitch
font
to you to think
idea.
about.
For sure. I will do as such. But yeah, let me know. For now, I take my leave. I go work now.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Adios.
Bye-bye, everyone.
You have a good one,
Thank
homie.
you. Bye-bye.
See you.
I miss him already.
Indeed.
Have you showed Vel hers yet?
I'm sending it to her right now.
I was about to say, I'm so confused. What?
All I will say, yours makes a lot of sense for your character.
You know what? Fuck
Like
it.
with
we're
what
gonna
you're
do-
going for, it makes sense.
We're just gonna stick with Ariel. God damn it.
Doesn't it?
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
God fucking damn it.
Especially considering what we were just talking about in DMs about what you want to do with your character.
Listen, the dice gods roll in mysterious ways.
I don't like that. That's scary. Dashing, that works so perfectly with what we were talking about. You don't understand.
You're right, I don't, but I am excited to see what you guys concoct.
And Vel, that's why mine is even more hilarious. It would have been funnier if it was that, but no.
No, it would have been funnier if it was that, but it's still pretty funny. It's that was so on the nose. I don't know how to feel about that.
She and I were literally having a conversation about like what we're gonna do with like what we're gonna do with our characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was exactly what that thing does in 5.
It was
Oh god.
yeah, and literally in 5.
Yeah.
It was like, at least one of us should, do this one thing.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
One of us is doing that one thing.
I wonder what that could be.
That's funny. Chad has no idea. You probably have an inkling now.
Oh, I know exactly what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That gave everything away for what
Yeah.
I needed to know.
I was like, I at least wanted you to know. I don't want Chad to know just yet.
Mm-hmm. A surprise for session 1 for sure. That's why I was like, do you guys want to talk about your characters if you want to or not?
Like, we
Yeah.
can talk a little bit now if we want to, if people have questions about our characters. Otherwise, we're not going to say shit. I think.
I need to remember to pause the sound alerts.
Yeah, if chat wants to ask questions, if they're for it and shit, like by all means, sure. Depends on all that stuff. But yeah, I don't mind.
Gerg has a sound alert. Of course, Gerg has a sound alert.
The the reason why I didn't want to talk about it though was because I wanted the like session 0 to be just about the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Is there a bard?
Maybe, could be. Who knows?
There could be.
Ha 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 ha.
We don't totally know yet.
I mean, bards in this and how this campaign works, they don't gotta sing.
Nope.
True.
They don't gotta
Updated
play
world
instruments.
map is important, and I'm gonna pin it for you guys.
We said sent as SENT, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's the persona that'll be the bard, not us.
Who make dashing shit? No.
It's me.
It's me. I'm singing.
I'd pay money to hear dashing sing.
La 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 la. You ain't gotta pay me.
Hey,
Well, hold up. What's
I
up?
sing, I sing on my own.
What's up, Windy?
Who knows? You might get a musical number out of me in this campaign.
I am sent.
Oh
Maybe.
no! Oh no! Don't do this to me.
I won't.
And then it just sent me.
It just sent
Oh,
me.
there's gonna be so many puns.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be so many puns with both of our characters, and I love it.
Excellent. I'm ready. I'm ready already.
You know what? I could have just done this in the same thing.
Especially since we finally decided on that fucking last name. Yes.
Yeah.
And literally for the memes, I'm gonna be fucking with her name
I
a
know.
lot.
I know. And
That's the fucking worst.
Like we were talking, I was just like, because it'll be funny. Can your character just emphasize super hard on her last name every time she talks? And Vel's like, no, I got it.
no. Amon.
Yeah. She's like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh god.
Bro, when your chat recommended that, I laughed so hard in the call with Dashing.
That was so good.
I lost my shit.
Oh jeez.